I got your bitch. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. They are to be ashamed. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Look at here. There you go. They're out here sharing marijuana. Look at here. There you go. The same
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty dickheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Monday, November 25th, 2024. And this is episode number 873 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello, hi. How are you? Hope you had a great weekend. Hope things are going well for you. Busy as usual on this side of things. Hope your day has started well. Hope things are easy for you this week. I know a lot of you might be off. Some of you might not even be here because of that. Maybe you're listening later or what have you. Usually this week is a light week on the show, light week in general for what's the word? Viewership, listenership, participation, and whatnot. Nora was like, "Don't even do a show." I was like, "No, I'm going to work. All right, I'm going to work." Most people go to work then Monday, Tuesday, whatnot. I'm going to work. Besides, it's going to be a short week, and we still have a lot to discuss. And I'll be damned if I don't go to work, especially after the debacles that happened all over sports this past weekend. Shit was crazy. Shit was bananas. So we got to talk about it. We got to get to it. Plenty of craziness in the world of sports to discuss for us. You can see over there on the right side of your screen everything we got. We're going to get to the headlines today, of course. Jenny, his mom, going to join me in about 30 minutes here on the program. We'll chit chat with her for a bit. We'll get into the wacky world of college football. Boy, there were some brutal games. I called it without even calling it because I knew it. You probably know what I'm talking about. We'll get into some week 12 of the NFL. And if we have a chance, we'll discuss some of the NBA. They've made a change to the All-Star game. I don't think we got to it last week. We can get into that as well. Hell, we can even get into a topic that I started debating with a guy online that I just saw randomly on X, where he was like, he blamed the attendance or the low viewership in the NBA on some other shit that I was like, that has nothing to do with it. And we can talk about why are the numbers down across the board for the NBA? If there is a reason, maybe it's just the season. So we can get into all that and more, but I hope you're good. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a pretty decent weekend myself. I want to say thank you to Donna and the King, Robert Likes Beer, and his lovely wife, his better half, for coming out to Hop Scholar and hanging out with us there. Our final show of the year at Hop Scholar. And it was great. It was fantastic, fun show as always. So thank you to my sweet, sweet Donna and the King himself, the King of the Deckheads, Robert Likes Beer, for coming out. Yo, what up, man, bro? Good to see you. What up, Chewy? What up, Dubs? What up, CC? Lurking, unlurk. I dig this look, Barry. Skip 3, go directly to 4. What? Oh, skip 3? No. I wish we could. Oh, believe me, sister, I really wish we could. I really wish we could skip 3. Because trust me, your team and my team both shit the bed. Hell, going directly to 4, my team also shit the bed in 4. So I want to skip both. Can we just go directly to the roast of my face tomorrow? Can we just start that tomorrow? Jesus. What a weekend to be a fan of my teams. Sucked. And so when you say you dig this look, had you not seen this before, CC? Has it been that long? Has it been that long since you've seen this look of the show? I don't have, by the way. Hey, what? No, not a 2-day roast, Tony. Although we probably need to. I'm worried that we're not going to come close to our numbers that we've hit in the past. Viewership happens to be down. And so that's concerning, first of all. Second of all, Thanksgiving week is going to be a problem. I don't think it was during Thanksgiving week last year. So I'm a little concerned about both of those. But you guys always surprise me. So we shall see. What was it last year? It was November 30th. Yeah, it was November 30th last year. It was the week after Thanksgiving. So there was nothing going on. And that usually people are gone during Thanksgiving. So I'm a skosh concerned. Just because, again, it's going to be a slow week. Usually when I start the show, even if it's late, there's, usually 10, 12 people in the show immediately. It took a long while to build up the show today. Again, not a knock. It's a holiday week. It's going to be like that. So, oh, my face. Oh, you do? Really? Ugh. I don't know. A couple of people have said they liked it. I need to get these spots filled in, man. Sucks. But, yeah. Yeah, well, you're not my wife. You don't have to look at it every day. So that's unfortunate for her. So we have a lot to do. What up, Walt? What up, CC? Alex Villanueva was in early talking shit about the Texans. What up, Aaron J. Bryant? Good to see you, buddy. We haven't done a roll call in a long time. Who else is here? Jeff Bell. I tell you what, Jeff Bell, you got to be super proud of your Broncos. I was giving Jeff shit, and rightfully so. He and I were going back and forth on the message, private messages on Discord, because I said that the Broncos were sneaky good, and he got defensive about it, and he should. You should be defensive about your team. But because he was like, what do you mean sneaky good? I was like, well, they haven't really beat a team with a winning record, or they have one win against a team with a winning record, or a team above 500. But I looked up at one point, and they were getting manhandled by the Broncos, but no sweat. They came back and did their damn thing. So props to the Broncos once again. What up to Total Dallas? Good to see you, buddy. Chewy, what up, Big Dog? Uriel Villanueva. Keith Sager, what up, Pimp? Mimi, what up, Memesters? Good to see you, sweetheart. Brian Pettit, sir. How are you? Brian said, Barry, how was your shows this weekend? They were good. Friday at the Improv was a really light crowd. 25-30, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, just, getting up on stage is always a good thing. And then when it's a small crowd like that, I'll usually bust out some shit that I'm thinking about working on and have some fun with it that way. So that was cool. And then Saturday's show was a lot of fun. The only thing about doing Hop Scholar that I'm running into is I'm trying not to repeat any jokes. And that's becoming increasingly difficult to do because you just run out of material. At least A material, or B plus material. I've repeated a few jokes here and there, but it's difficult. And I don't want to repeat it for all of the regulars that we have, but it's not easy. It's not easy. So that's the challenge. Is, either constantly writing new shit or doing some of my older stuff or just going back to other stuff. But they're, my sets are small compared to who I'm bringing in. So That's a challenge. Who else? What up, PB Dubs? Good to see you, man. John Dorier, Cisco, over in Fredericksburg. Good to see you, my man. Who else? Nightbot, that raggedy bitch. That's Nate. Stroud losing to Will Levis has to be the low point of his career so far. I mean, he didn't lose to Will Levis, but yeah, it ain't good. It ain't good. What up, Tony the Handsome? Good to see you, my friend. Chewy said, got work late tonight. It's 3 nights with Thanksgiving and Fridays are off days. Oh, nice. Good for you, buddy. Let's see. PB does. Breaking news. Tunsil sucks. Chewy says, CFB is kind of funny past weekend. I was not expecting the SEC. Psh, bro, SEC is trash right now. Absolute trash. What up, Mark G? Good to see you, my friend. Donna! My sweet Donna! Broncos are looking good, Jeff. Good to see you, my friend. Broncos are looking good, man. We're going to get into all that. Jenny's mom going to join me. Jenny's mom going to be here 3:15. So until then, hey, man, let's get into it. We got headlines. We got sports. Don't forget, the roast of my face is tomorrow. Mimi! Memesters just resubscribed for 33 months. Can you believe it? I cannot believe it. By the way, Alex Villanueva said, okay, what's worse, losing to Will Levis? I'm assuming you mean Vince. Oh, Bryce Young? I was about to say, I'm assuming you mean Vince Young and the Titans, but you meant Bryce Young, right? Shit. Or what's worse, losing to the Jets. Shit, man. You know what, though? Credit where credit is due. I said this last year when watching Will Levis play. Will Levis has shown signs of being a pretty decent talent. Not, I'm not going to be like, oh, the Titans definitely have a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. But last year, watching him play some games, I thought Will Levis showed signs of being a guy that, hey, man, with the right kind of coaching and stuff like that, you may have something there. Not just a complete bust or dud. He's not going to be Zach Wilson in New York. He could be a project that ends up being something good. And then he kind of sputtered out of the gates and had some problems, but he's turned it around the last couple of weeks. He's played a lot better, and man, he torched that secondary, and credit where credit is due. So, again, we're not talking about Joe Montana out there, but he's got some talent, a big arm, and 8 sacks and a pick six should win the dang game. Yeah, well, so should 5 interceptions against Detroit. Listen, man, I hate to say it, but this team is not putting together complete games. This team is not finishing. And as much as we want to and would like to believe it, they're a little sloppy. And I'll be honest with you, I think going into this Titans game, this team got a little lackadaisical. I wish I had that soundbite from that chick. I do. I thought that they kind of felt like, this team is whack. Yeah, we ain't worried about this team at all. Next. And they got rolled. And I tell you what, man, up front, they got worked. That O-line got worked by the Titans front four. And there was one point when it was 4th and short and they decided to punt, and you could see Sweat and what's his name? That old dude. I gotta look up his name. But he was doing like this, like, yeah, y'all don't want none of this. And it was like, ooh. Ooh, that's not good. Kind of, it's almost like we got your nuts. You know what I mean? Like that was, I hated seeing that. And I tell you what, man, this Texans team has a ton of talent. Offensively, defensively, special teams, coaching, and otherwise. There's no denying this team has talent. They have not put it together yet this year. And I'll say this, as much as I love D'Amico Ryans, we have to call it like we see it. And I got, yelled at for saying that. Y'all remember earlier this year, I've been telling you all year, CJ Stroud is off. No, he's not. I told you all year he was off. People are now we all agree he is. I don't know if it was too high of expectations, if they were just huffing their own farts, or if we maybe, or if they just kind of got punched in the mouth and haven't recovered in some regards. But this team really seems to, number one, they come out and play a great first half. I gave you a stat last week that I heard on the broadcast. Through 11 games, they led 10 times at half. No other team in the NFL had done that. They just aren't finishing. They're not closing. And again, it happened this past weekend. So we'll get into it more. It's a problem. It's a problem. And that is not the sign of a AFC championship type team. It's just not. So we'll get into it in more detail here in a bit. But let's get to our headlines, and then we'll roll into that some more. Come on! Yeah, no, you're right, Dubs. You're 100% right. PP Dubs said, I told you last year he was a couple of dropped interceptions from being this version of CJ. Eyes don't lie. He got lucky last year. He got Perry, can I kick it? No, you can't. Alex, leave my D'Amico and CJ alone. Yeah. Alex said people jumping off the bandwagon in year 2 beat it scram. No, I do agree. Look, there's no reason to jump off the bandwagon. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Hey, speaking of the king, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. I was just talking about you, Robert. Just talking about you. Shout out to Sensei Bullrock, by the way. He gave the show a shout out yesterday to his 68 viewers. And thank you. Rob, good to see you, buddy. Thanks again for coming out to Hop Scholar. Much appreciated. Alex said, how does Mixon go in motion with the receiver right in front of him in motion? G's. Well, again, we're going to get to that. Let's get through these headlines, and then we can dive into that some more, because I do want to discuss it. I want to get into it. We need to. We'll flip the script. We'll do some NFL and then some college. But here's some headlines for you. MVP, which is the promotion that was putting on. Oh shit! I didn't tweet out the show. Hold on. Let me do this. YouTube, me tube, we all tube. Twitch. Ugh. Man, what is that? What kind of mess is this shit? Awesome. Yep. And oh, wait a minute. Okay. Here we go. All right. So, enjoy visiting with you and Katie. Oh yeah. They're good peoples. Yeah, thank you, Robert. I'm glad you had a good time, man. It's always great to see you guys. So MVP Promotions, they're the ones that do all of the Jake Paul fights, right? Most Valuable Promotions released a statement on Monday because there's been this swell of controversy or theories of that the fight was rigged, that it was fixed, And the statement said the statement called the allegations illogical and inane. It says the YouTuber turned prize fighter Jake Paul, who's 27, dominated the iconic former heavyweight champion in their November 15 clash. The event was a massive success with an $18 million gate, largest for any U.S. fight outside of Vegas, and was streamed on Netflix with over 108 million global viewers. However, the 58-year-old Tyson turned in a listless performance with skeptics questioning the fight's integrity. Amid the swirling controversy, MVP, led by Paul and Nakisa Bedarian, has responded to the questioning whether the fight was fixed for Paul to win. Quote, both fighters in good faith performed to the best of their abilities with the goal of winning the fight. There were absolutely no restrictions, contractual or otherwise, around either fighter. Each boxer was able to use his full arsenal to win the fight. Any agreement to the contrary would violate TDLR boxing rules. Social media has flooded with posts suggesting the fight was planned with a faux script or being circulated. The script was debunked, but that has not quelled doubt in how the fight played out. Paul's admission that he took his foot off the gas in the middle rounds rather than pursue a knockout further fanned the flames. Here's the rest of the statement. It is quoted as further illogical than inane that MVP, in the debut of a hopeful long partnership with the world's largest streamer, an organization that made it an organization that made its first ever foray into live professional sports with Paul versus Tyson, would even so much as consider such a perverse violation of the rules of competition. There were a lot of videos circulating. There was one that showed, it was like at one point you see Jake Paul, he throws a hook and he leaves himself open, and you see Tyson go to throw and he just stops. He just goes to throw and he stops. And you see Jake Paul kind of go like this. And then there's another one where something similar happens. He goes to throw and he kind of pulls the punch, and Jake Paul circles out real fast. And the one where Tyson just kind of stops mid punch is very sus. To me, that's very sus. You don't just stop mid punch like that, especially when you know your opponent has dropped his hands and it's a counter punch. Most boxers just kind of let their hands go. And there's a term called pulling your punches, right? So when you're fighting, right, and it's so much harder to do sitting down, but when you're fighting, if you're pulling your punches, it's also kind of a way when you're sparring, instead of fighting where you're actually when you're fighting, you're putting all of your weight on your jab, right? Or your whatever. But when you're pulling your punches, you're kind of getting to the end of the punch and you're stopping right before you hit them or just as you hit them, right? And also when you pull your punches, your hand's a little looser instead of being tight, right? So as you throw the punch, I don't know how to describe it other than right at the point of impact, you stop, right? So and there's other things you do too, like when you're flow sparring, there'll be stuff like that. But as you see an opening, you just kind of stop what you're doing. And that's exactly what happened on that particular punch. It almost looked like they were sparring, and it was oh, I don't want to hurt you. And then they just kept going. It was what the fuck was that? That one looked very sus. I'm not gonna lie. That one looked very sus. Some other ones people were pointing out, I was nah, that's ridiculous. That one I was And then there were other ones where they were inside in a clinch and people were putting up what they were saying. I was you don't know what the fuck they're saying in the clinch. You have no idea. That's ridiculous. But pulling cards greater than pulling punches. I'll give you that one. And lastly, I'll say this about, oh, well, if this was fixed, that would be a violation of TDLR. Let me tell you something. As a person who covered combat sports in the state of Texas, I can tell you right now, I've been a part of some cards, not been a part of. I've covered some cards. I've covered some fights on some cards where they were absolutely 100%, no doubt about it, rigged. Rigged. 100%. I know this to be true. The 100,000 million percent. If it was fixed, it was 100% fixed. I know. Everybody knew. Like, it was just like common knowledge. So to come out and, oh, well, it was never no blah, blah, blah. Calm down. Don't use that as an excuse. You want to sit there and act like boxing hasn't been corrupt before? Please. 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 Yeah, I don't buy that for a second. And it's really odd when you have the guys who own the promotion, but he's also the boxer, coming out and being like, this wasn't rigged. What are you talking about? Whatever. Stupid. Really stupid. Other headlines for you. Formula One has agreed to allow GM. By the way, I actually did Formula One news when I saw it. I wasn't going to do it, but I did this for our old pal D Mata. Rest in peace to D Mata. He used to love Formula One news and talking about Formula One, and thought I'd just do it for him. So this is for you, D Mata. But Formula One has agreed to allow General Motors to add an 11th team to the grid for 2026, with the new outfit likely to be branded as Cadillac. Chance of GM bid joining the grid appeared to be dead in the water months ago, and initially being led by Andretti Global, but is now accelerated to being a fully fledged team. I think it's kind of interesting. You don't hear about that. It's usually exotics, I guess. What are all the manufacturers? Let's see. What are all of the, let's see, all F1, let's see, all Formula One car teams. Haas, which is, there's Mercedes, McLaren, Aston Martin, Ferrari. Yeah, I mean, like, that's who you're, and now they've got GM. It's crazy. So, I mean, good for them. Excuse me. Okay, just, all right, you and your stupid, cookies. Yeah, I don't see all of the, there's the teams, but I don't see what, here you go. This tells you but it doesn't tell you the car. Interesting. Alpine, is that chassis. Renault. Okay. Power unit, Renault. Okay. That's it. Honda, Mercedes, and Ferrari. Let's see. Haas is Ferrari. But then so it is. That's the three. Well, Walt would know better than anybody. Right? Donna said a Caddy F1. That's pretty wild. I saw you were racing this week, Walt. How'd it go, by the way? Speaking of racing, So, but I thought Aston Martin, don't they have their own? Like that's no, it's Mercedes. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Huh. Yeah. That's it. That's wild. So GM will now be in the mix as I guess, a fourth provider. Interesting. Good stuff. Red Bull uses Ford. Oh, shit. I just closed it. Let me go back to the teams. Red Bull. It gives you wings. Nope. Red Bull uses Honda power unit. Yeah, it says Honda RBPT. There you go. There you go. So that was for D-Mata. I figured he would appreciate a good old fashioned Formula One. What's it called? Good old Formula One news cycle. Also, I don't have the headlines for you, but almost hit the wrong thing here. I don't have the headline like slide for you and all that, but tough news for you, Astros fans. Yusei Kikuchi, guy the Astros had picked up at the break, who came in and did some really good work for the team down the stretch. Oh, my bad. All right, well, but he did a damn good job down the stretch. He even expressed interest in wanting to stay. He was like, look, I see why the Astros are successful. I love what this organization is about. I love what they do. I really learned a lot being here. I learned a lot about pitching. Well, so be it. He signed a deal with the Los Angeles Angels, a 3-year, $63 million contract. I don't think I would have paid that much. So good for him for getting it. But also, it sucks if you're an Astros fan. But, yeah, you don't want to do that. Walt said, thanks for reading. Hey, I just saw it. It was like, ooh, Walt's racing. Go get him. I don't even read my own post. Well, Angels, where careers go to die. That's why they're Angels. Christopher Mina said, Red Bull will be switching to Ford in 2026. Oh, there you go. He said he loved them, but wasn't in love with them. He said he loved them like a brother. Yeah, though, I wanted to look up Spot Track, and you say Kikuchi. Let's see, is he on here? No. Oh, today in history, Kenyon Martin Jr. Was traded to Houston, the Rockets. Ugh. That one was rough. His market value was $14.9 million annual salary. What is that times 3? 14.9 times 3. 44.7. Yikes. Now that's according to Spot Track. And what is 60? What did I tell you? He got $63 million contract. So over 3 years. So the Angels gave him $21 million. Whoo-wee. Man, that's crazy. You talk about overpaying. And the way that Spot Track does the market values is they compare pitchers statistically, to other, and they say, okay, well, this is what he produced, and this is what others produced, and what they're earning, or so this is what he should be worth, roughly. $21 million a year is what the Angels gave him. Wow. Well, let's see where that puts him. Player rankings, contracts. Let's see. What would $21 million a year get you right now in Major League Baseball? Contracts signed. Let's see. For starting pitchers, AAV, which is average annual value. Yep, there's Kikuchi right up there between Chris Bassett, Joe Musgrove, Eduardo Rodriguez, Charlie Morton's hovering around there, Lucas Giolito. Just above Kikuchi is Nick Martinez, Luis Castillo, Kevin Gossman, Robbie Ray, Patrick Corbin, Aaron Nola's kind of in that league around 24. Chris Sale is at 19 a year. That'll change. Yeah. Woo, boy. That's a lot of money. 33 years old. 33 years old. Yikes. I mean, you look at Nick Martinez is 34. He signed a 1-year deal worth 25. Oh, no, that's Jordan Montgomery. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Where was Nick Martinez at? Yeah, 34, signed a 1-year deal for $21 million. That's what you do for a guy at that age that you're like not 100% sure of. But leave it to the Angels. Angel's going to angel. I don't know. All right, guys, it's time for your favorite time of the year. Extended toenail. I hate you so much. Kiss my ass. I knew it. I thought of you when the Texans lost to the Titans. I was like, God, I hope his internet goes down. I don't want to see his ass showing up. I don't want him showing up in here talking shit about the Texans. God bless. Oh, we're getting the raid. Let's go. Booker Chew, what up, man? Sir, much appreciated. Got that Booker Chew raid coming in. Thank you, man. Booker Chew coming in with 6 viewers on the raid, my friend. Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Booker Chew. Appreciate the raid. For those of you coming in, welcome in. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. For those of you that aren't sure or don't know, this is a sports talk and entertainment show. Been doing this since May of 2020. I am your host. Spent 7 years on ESPN Radio, 3+ years on TV here in Houston talking sports. Also a nationally touring stand-up comedian and an idiot. Welcome to the show. Make yourself at home. Bathrooms down the hall on the left, kitchen's on the right. If your name's not on it, don't eat the food in the refrigerator. Please don't do cocaine, and no whores after 9 o'clock. There you go. That is the rules of the show. Welcome in, everybody. Now it's time for my favorite part of the week, and most people's favorite, and she looks stunned because I think she just learned the rules of the show. And now she's like, what in the shit did he just say? Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the show, the one, the only, the greatest in the world. Jenny is Mom, everybody. Welcome to the show, Mom. Hello.
I did not know those rules.
You didn't know the rules of the show?
No, I did not.
Have you had whores after 9 o'clock? Is that what? Mother, I'm going to have to discipline you.
I know.
You've been violating the rules?
I'm
is that what it is?
Those all down.
You got to write them down. People are always stunned when they learn the rules. They're like, what? I didn't know that.
I know. Wow. Okay. Well, I'll behave myself.
Lots of rules, Mother. Lots and lots of rules.
I heard you talking about those Texans. They need some rules.
Yes. By the way, yes. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Booker Chew. Appreciate the raid as always. We still need to link up at some point. Christopher Mina said Kikuchi's numbers will drop off sooner rather than later. His numbers went up when he joined the Astros, but that's because they do a great job of teaching guys how to pitch. Now we'll see if he takes that with him or
you
not.
can't blame him if he could get that kind of money from the Angels. I mean,
yeah,
why not? Yeah,
go get it, right?
Like, pay him. Right.
Yeah.
What's the status on Bregman? Any news? Any insider news?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I think that my guess is they're probably going to explore all options at this point. They're in no rush. There's no reason to rush. To me,
when do they have to have it done by?
That's a good question. Hold on one second. Let me add this real quick, Mother. I got to add one thing here. I mean, I don't know what the deadline is. I don't know if it's a self-imposed deadline. I don't know I don't know whose deadline it would be. Let me see. I can look up on MLB trade rumors. Oh, yeah. See, so many people are after him. It's so funny. Like, this is what cracks me up about baseball and baseball fans is everyone hated Alex Bregman. He's one of the original cheaters. You know what I mean? He's one of the original, especially like Red Sox fans. Those whiny bitches were just, oh, they hated him. He's a fucking cheater. But now
now
seeing,
they all want him.
yeah, now they're like, if they moved Devers off third base, you could add Willie Adames. You could add Alex Bregman. What? What? You would add a cheater?
Oh,
the fuck out of here. It drives
Yeah.
me insane. It's just the hypocrisy of it all. And then like one time I called a guy out. I was like, oh, so it was a Blue Jays fan. And like it was a thread somewhere and it was on Twitter. And somebody posted something and he jumped in. He was like, oh, you mean the trash Stros with their cheating trash cans, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, how's George Springer working out? Do you boo him still when he comes at bat for your team and hits home runs? Do you boo him as he rounds the bases? He's like, oh, I'll have you know I booed him in person. I was like, ooh, we got a badass, y'all. The fuck out of here. No, you didn't.
Wow, all the way from the safety of the stands.
Yeah. No, you fucking didn't boo him. You cheered so loud when they announced him the first time. Oh, it's the worst. I can't stand
It's
it.
like, the Red Sox and the Yankees. I mean, they've all been in trouble for cheating. It's just like our cheating was the worst, right? I
Yeah.
guess.
You know what? This is what's wild. And I say this all the time and I'll say it until probably the day I die when it comes to the whole cheating scandal thing. And the whole reason that the electronic sign stealing rules were in place was because the Red Sox and Yankees were the inventors of electronic sign stealing. They were the ones that were doing it first. They were the ones.
You never hear
the
that.
Red Sox were the ones using Apple Watches. The Yankees were the ones that moved their cameras in the outfield and repositioned them to point into the dugouts of the visiting team so that they could watch them signal in to the catchers so that they, instead of having to see what the catcher was signaling out to the pitcher, they said, no, fuck that. We'll get it from the dugout. That saves us time. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah.
It is supposed to. Well, a lot of it has to do with they're just jealous of the Astros, too. Because
That's the thing. It's like you did all that cheating. The Yankees did all that cheating and they still didn't win any World Series. Fucking idiots. How bad do you suck? You can't win when you cheat. I mean, at least the Astros won when they cheated. For fuck's sake.
There you go.
You suck at winning and cheating. Good Lord.
It's pretty bad when you suck at cheating, okay?
Yeah.
At least we did it. At least we were creative. I mean, it was creative.
Yeah, it is pretty stupid.
Oh,
but
God. I
it's
know.
Pretty
Terrible.
embarrassing. It's pretty embarrassing, honestly.
Kind of like the Texans. Oh, that was.
God. Don't get me started on
That
that
was so
shit.
embarrassing.
Don't get me started.
I
on that.
haven't turned off a game this year, but I just got up and left the TV.
I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go outside. I'm going to get my hammer and I'm going to take my dick. I'm going to just put it on the bench and just bam, and then just slam it in the drawer on my bench into over and over. And it would be less painful than watching that goddamn game.
Ooh,
because of all the games, of all the teams. Yeah, of all the teams to do that, to go lose to the Jets who suck, I don't care. Okay, bad game, whatever. Not the Titans.
Don't you know Hannah McNair was just
not the Titans, not Amy Adams and her stupid ass.
No.
God, that was the worst. That was the absolute worst part of it.
Shut up,
Titan Hugo, you raggedy bitch.
Is Titan and is he a Titan fan?
No, Mom, he's a
Titan
big.
Hugo.
No, Mom, he's what gave it away?
I know. I'm like,
God,
really?
Damn it, Titan Hugo, I hate you so much.
Oh, is he rubbing it in today? It's okay. We'll
I don't
let
blame him. I don't blame him. I mean, I
No,
would
I
too.
don't either.
Perry said Jenny is here. Yes, she is. Total Dallas.
Hi,
Barry just said
Perry.
you're not allowed after 9 p.m. Alex said Miss Jenny. Get the chores in by 8:59. Not a real deadline, just whenever. Oh, okay. Bregman did a free agent visit with the Space Cowboy.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
That is so unprofessional.
I know. I've been
mean-
so busy. I'm so sorry.
No, that's a good thing though, Mom. You're just a ripping and a
know.
running.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good Christmas. Been selling a lot
Hell
of houses.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
What do you want for Christmas?
Shit. What's my budget?
$25.
What?
I'll up it a little bit this year.
You're upping it to 25?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I thought, well, what the heck?
This
You
is
deserve
because
something.
this is because I didn't get you your Tank Dell jersey.
That's
huh?
right. That's right. That was my Mother's Day and my birthday gift. That's okay. You tried. Hey, you know what? I may have to settle for blue. I
You,
just
you may have to settle for blue.
Yep. I may have to.
Yeah. Either that or, you could, I don't know. It might just end up being here Friday.
No. Really? Wow.
Could
So
be.
that might be my good luck charm for the next game.
Could be. It could be on the way, Jenny. It could be on the way.
He had a good game too. A lot
Could
better
be
than I
on the
thought.
way. In fact, it is on the way, Jenny. It's on the way, Jenny!
I'm so
It's
excited.
on the way.
Your Christmas present just went up to $30.
Okay, let me cancel this order. Fuck, no, let me get in here and
No, I have something.
$30.
I,
That what?
I have something I'm getting y'all this year that's very different, very unique.
Here, let me see. Let me
But
just
I'm
make sure
not
I don't
saying.
have any. Here, just so you see. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, what the frick? Nope, that's not it. Where the shit did it go? Do I not have this set up for us to? Well, I guess I don't. I'll use an old one. Perfect. There it is right there. On the way.
Oh, I
Yep.
love it. I
Yep.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have a good Christmas present.
Well,
That's
yep.
really a neat looking shirt. That's
Yep.
a neat looking shirt.
No,
I
it's
like
a jersey, not a
Uh-huh.
shirt, Jenny. It's
I mean
a
jersey. I'm sorry.
not a shirt.
Jersey.
Yep.
Jersey.
And you picked it out. You wanted the red. It's a tank tail. It's a medium. It's what you wanted. So
That's what I wanted.
that's it. It's on the way. It took long
Good,
enough.
thank you, honey.
I was on the waiting list.
the waiting list, and they actually got back with you.
Yep. I'm told I
Golly.
signed up, which I never do. I was like, I
Just
never.
for me.
Now they got all my goddamn info. I get calls all the time. Hey.
They're always trying to sell you jerseys now.
Oh no, just random ass spam calls now.
You know, thinking about that, this time of year, all this Medicare stuff, doesn't it drive you crazy on television? Medicare Advantage, it's enrollment time.
Ugh.
You go online to look something up, and everybody wants your phone number and your email address before they'll give you any information.
Yeah.
And I won't do it.
Nope.
It's the most frustrating thing
Don't.
because I know all it's going to be is a bunch of mailers,
Spam.
calls,
Yep.
spam.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's the same thing
I'm
when you
not.
shop for
Don't worry.
insurance. You're like, oh, I'm going to shop my rates. And then log in and we'll give it to you. Fuck you.
I know.
They're like,
don't
all you
wanna
gotta do
log
is just,
in.
nope. Kiss my ass. Just give me the rate, jackass. That's all I want.
That's all I wanted. Kaylee, stop.
Shut up,
Gary's
dog.
gonna fire us both.
Shut your ass up, dog. Heartthrob said I just got upgraded to Jenny's favorite kid. I've been Jenny's favorite kid, Heartthrob. Shut your whore mouth. No, it's okay, Perry. It's not a Temu jersey, asshole. I ordered it from the
Temu?
Texans. Yeah, I ordered it from the Texans team shop. Okay, full price, $130. This wasn't no.
Wow.
This wasn't no Temu jersey.
I'm a special mom.
Full
Speaking
price.
of Temu,
$130
another
bucks.
team.
Huh?
I know. Speaking of the Aggies.
What? Temu? No, not Texas A&M University. Temu.
Temu.
Temu's like
That's the website that you get the cheap stuff from. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
because they think I'm cheap. And then Cisco was like, "Oh yeah, he got you a Tinkdell instead of a Tankdell." Kiss my ass, chat.
Oh, that's funny.
I hate all of y'all so much.
No. I did think about you when I was watching that A&M game. After your last week's meltdown, I figured that you would be really melting down today, but now you're just kind of like, oh, well.
I called it. I mean, before I signed off last week, I was like, we went through the schedule, and I was like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, yeah, Aggies play Auburn up. Honestly, they'll probably lose that, so it's whatever.
What was it, 4 overtimes or 3?
5 overtimes? It doesn't really matter.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was sad. Dadgummit.
Yep. Just
Yeah, it was.
dumbassery. Dumb asses.
Yeah,
Barry's
and then the
sister-
Rockets blew a lead. I mean, it's been like, oh my gosh, come on, Texas.
the Rockets have
teams.
been good, though.
They've been really good. They're one game out of first place. I'm excited about that. Or 2 now.
Yeah, I've been warning people, man. Y'all need to get on the bandwagon now if you want to be a Rockets fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They're coming along great. It's exciting.
They are. Yep. Because
I haven't been to a game this year, but
Golden State and
I'm looking
Oklahoma
forward to
City
going.
are tied right now at 12-4. Rockets are 12-6, 1 game back.
See?
Uh-huh.
That's, you know what? That is kind of amazing. They've come a long way in the last couple of years from their record. They got a lot of young talent. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So I may have to go back to the Rowdies.
Ooh,
You know?
Mimi called her shot. Mimi said that A&M is going to beat Texas.
Wouldn't that be something?
Mimi, what makes
They
you think
might.
that?
What?
And also,
You know
I'll have what she's having.
Isn't that
Mimi is smoking crack, everybody. I don't know who her dealer is, but I'll have what she's having because that is some good crack.
You know, I remember going to the Texas A&M game on Thanksgiving many, many years ago when I was dating an Aggie. There is nothing like that game. It was too bad that they stopped it all those years, but man,
Did
that
you
was
used to
some
make out every time they
game.
scored?
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Oh God, I don't need to hear that.
Well, I mean, I
Why
was
didn't you
only
answer that?
18.
Jesus, Mom, you're just supposed to say no.
No, take it back.
Yeah.
I was 7. I was
Oh.
17, almost 17, because my boyfriend was an Aggie, and I think I was a junior in high school. Yeah.
What? That is illegal.
No, it wasn't.
That is
Nothing.
illegal.
Nothing was illegal back then.
Oh my God. What in the
It was not.
Mississippi marriage rules was going on around there? Jesus.
Well, he was a senior when I was a sophomore, and then he went off to college, and we were still dating, and I used to get to go to all the games. I've been an Aggie fan though since I was in junior high school.
Yeah, I know. And that, to this day, I tell the chat, I'm so goddamn mad that I'm an Aggie fan.
I know.
Because no one chooses to be a fucking Aggie fan. You either went to the school
We made
or your
you.
parents fucked you into being an Aggie fan.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Mom.
See, and
Thanks, Dad.
I know. We were both big Aggie fans. You came by it honestly.
Cisco said, so Jenny has dated a bank robber and a pedo. Got it.
They never forget anything, do they?
Nope. Tony
No.
Dallas said, love is illegal. Yep. Heartthrob said, Chris Hansen has entered the chat. You know who
Oh
Chris
my
Hansen is,
God.
right? Chris Hansen's the one that used to do, what was the name of his show, y'all? Oh, Chris Hansen. He used to do that one where he'd be like, "Why don't you have a seat over there?" He would get To Catch a Predator, where they would.
Oh yes. I tell you what, the chat is so damn funny. Oh my God, where do they pick this stuff up?
Yeah, it's you, Jenny. You could have been on To Catch a Predator. You didn't even know.
Right.
Cece said Nick Saban's going to be there. Oh yeah, Cece's a big Alabama fan. Who not a good weekend for them either. I mean, a loss is a loss. It doesn't matter if you only scored a field goal or lost in 4 or 5 overtimes, but
I know. Well, now the game's Friday, right? It's not Thursday, it's Friday.
Good.
You'll get to see it. You're not gonna be on the road because y'all are driving Thursday,
Let's see.
right?
The game
is Friday.
Is 26th, 27th. Oh wait. 26th, 28th. Yeah. What the shit? Why am I missing this?
Friday's the 29th.
Yeah, no, it's Saturday.
Saturday? Oh.
Yes, it's Saturday.
It was Friday.
No, it's Saturday.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Saturday at 6:30.
Anyway, you'll get to see it because you're not going to be on the road. So.
I'll be performing. It's Saturday at 6:30 p.m. So.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I won't text you about the game.
Yeah, don't. I'll fucking block you forever. I swear to God if you do that.
I didn't even text you about the Texan game because I thought, I'm not going to do that. He may be recording it.
Better not.
Listen, I don't do that anymore.
But I told you, it's always just it's if you want to, just be like, have you watched the game yet? That's it. That's all you got to say. Okay. Have you watched the Texans game yet? Have you watched the Aggie game yet? Have you watched the blank game yet? And I will respond back, no, or yes,
Shut up, Mom.
Watching it now. And that's it.
Or shut up, Mom.
All right, Mother, I love you to death. You're the best.
I love you too, honey. You be safe here over the holidays.
I promise.
Y'all
Thank
have
you for
fun.
taking care of our cats.
Oh, yes. And to the deckheads, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. Have fun.
Are you gonna come in and roast my face tomorrow, Mother? Tomorrow's the roast of my face.
Is it really? Oh well, of course I'm gonna listen.
You're not gonna roast it? It's you gotta.
Of course I'll
we're
roast
raising
it.
money for charities. It's $5 a joke.
I will definitely be in.
All right,
That
$5
sweet
a joke.
face. I can't believe I'm gonna have to roast that face.
Yeah, you and
But
Paul will definitely come up with some mean shit to say. It's $5 a joke. We're donating.
Paul probably will.
Paul will give you at least $20 worth of jokes.
I'll be home. I'll be home in time from cards, so
Okay.
I'll be in there.
It's $5 a joke. We donate all the money to Camp Hope. So.
Oh, good. Okay, I love that.
Yep.
All right, honey.
All right, Mother.
Will do.
I love you.
Bye, everybody.
All right, that's Jenny, his mom, everybody. She joins me every single Monday right here on Barry on Deck. Greatest mom in the world right there. That's $130 jersey face. Good shit, CC. All right, let's get into, there was one other, doesn't matter. What the shit? What the shit? No say. Excuse me. So we can do college or pro football, dealer's choice. We can start with college, get a little of that out of the way. Or we can just we can keep going with the Texans talk. It's your call, chat. What you want to do? CC's like, pro. Tony said college only. We're going to do both. So trying to avoid one and not the other isn't going to help you. because we're going to do both. We're going to talk about your shitty team, whoever that may be, regardless. CC, thank you for the 25 bits. But we will start with, we can start with Pro. Captain Poe! College sucks. Who's the good team? Plenty of good teams. Oregon, Ohio State. Heartthrob, thank you for the 45 bits. Heartthrob said, if it makes you feel any better, OU got fined twice for storming the field after the game. All right, let's start with the pros because Captain Pope said it, Cece said it. And we were talking Texans anyways. And I think that's Titan Hugo wants to Titans talk is cool. Shut up, Titan Hugo. I hate you so much. God. Yeah, I guess, it stands to reason that we have to talk about look. Here's what I want to say about the Texans game on Sunday. Putting a nice, pretty bow on it. What the fuck is wrong with this? Putting a nice, pretty bow on it. This team still has a ways to go. They need to learn how to finish/close. And this is a team that they're young in a lot of ways, but I wouldn't even say young as much as I would say inexperienced, because some of them are young, obviously, but they do have a lot of inexperienced guys. And maybe, when it comes to winning and finishing and closing. Now, they went out and added some defensive depth and help that came in and, was supposed to solidify that side of the ball. This team, I wish I had the number in front of me, but there's no other way to put it. This team ain't ready. Period. The Titans are not a good football team. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing about the Titans. You can say what you want about everything. Their receiving core is meh. Their defense their front four is stout. But overall, their defense, I think we looked at it. It was, I'm going to team defense right now. Let's see. Points per game. Tennessee's at the bottom. Yeah, bottom 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 6th worst defense points allowed in the NFL. And the Texans couldn't beat them. Now, again, and this is going to be very similar to what I'm going to point out about this Cowboys team that won. Again, you had the ability to tie this football game. This is another loss that came down to a kick. Another loss. Not necessarily a walk-off loss, but if Ka'imi Fairbairn makes that field goal, a chip shot for him. An easy An easy peasy field goal. Maybe we're having a much different conversation today. This team has a finishing problem. This team has a closing problem. Not just finishing, but closing. If you have a lead at halftime and you end up losing the game, it's not that you're just not finishing, you're not closing. Their offense isn't scoring in the second half, but also their defense isn't staying stout in the last 5-6 minutes of the game for the most part. Now, their defense has been bailing this offense out all year and continues to do so. But we know that they lost on a last-second field goal to Green Bay. We know they lost on a last-second field goal to the Lions. And we know that they should have beaten the Titans had they made a field goal late in the game. That's 3 wins that they don't have because they couldn't close it out. They're not closers. They're not finishers. They don't have that killer instinct yet. It's inexperience. And it might be a little bit of what I said earlier. It might be huffing their farts a little bit. They might be, feeling it. Look at us. We're badasses, aren't we? So you better learn how to close and close quick. This team will be in the playoffs. They've got the Jags, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Titans. All right. As it stands, let's see. The Colts lost yesterday. So they have a 2-game lead on the Colts in the division. Christopher Mina said, I'd be worried about Hannah getting in the team's ass. She don't play. No, she doesn't. Hey, Captain Pope, thank you for the 400 bits, by the way, buddy. I'm sorry about that. I was deep off into my thoughts. He said, Barry, I think 5 teams can realistically win the Super Bowl. Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Lions, Eagles. Would you take that or the field? Good question. Let me come back to it. I really like that question, but let me finish. I really like that question. Let me finish. I added it to the queue so I can find it easily. I'm going to come back to it because I dig what you did. That's a really good question. They have a 2-game lead, okay? And their schedule down the stretch is not the easiest, but they play Jacksonville and Tennessee. So those 2 are pretty easy. So we think. But then they have Miami at home, Kansas City on the road, and Baltimore at home. Not the easiest schedule down the stretch, but they do have a bye week mixed in to kind of, gather their wits about them. Hopefully this team can beat Jacksonville, go into the bye week and be like, all right, let's go close. Let's go 2-2 down the stretch. Let's assume they beat Jacksonville. Okay? Let's assume they beat Jacksonville. They go 8-5. And then you need this team to go 2-2 down the stretch. That'd be 10-7. That means that the Colts would realistically have to win out, but then they don't have the tie break. So I think as long as you beat the Jags and can go 2-2, you're good. That's what you have to do. Worst case scenario, if you go... let's see. If you lose those 3, that's 8. You would be 9-8. Indy could only lose, well, they would still have to win out. So you could go 2-3 down the stretch and Indy still has to win out in order to win the division because you beat Indy twice. So you have the tiebreak. Okay. So Indy has to win out if the Texans go 2-3. That's good. Indy still has on their schedule, they've got New England. They've got Denver. That's not going to be easy. They've got Tennessee, the Giants, and Jacksonville. It's a pretty easy schedule down the stretch except for Denver. I mean, all of those are easily winnable. Indy could easily go 4-1 or 5-0 down the stretch. It's very simple. I mean, Indy could very easily run the table down the stretch. This is not a lock. This is not a lock, and it would be a monumental collapse for the Texans. But all you got to do, all you have to do, in my estimation, all you have to do, because let's assume they run the table. That's 7 losses. You would have to lose 3. You would have to lose 3 games in order to lose the division. Yeah. That's scary, y'all. That could easily be those 3 losses. You've got to win one of those games. God, that's scary. So you have to beat Miami, Kansas City, and Baltimore. Or Baltimore. You have to beat one of those teams and still beat Jacksonville and Tennessee. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. A team that should have ran away with this. They've cost themselves 3 wins because they can't close. And now we're going to find out down the stretch what they do. Skiggity said the Pats could give the Colts some trouble. They're better than people think. I do agree with that. Denver is a lot better than people think. I mean, Denver's good. Sneaky good. I said it, Jeff Bell. This is not over, folks, is the takeaway. This is not over yet. It's not over yet. Do I think the Texans win the division? Yeah. But it's by no means a lock. By no means is it a lock. That bye week is crucial. That bye week is crucial for them to get their shit together and learn how to close. They've got to learn how to close. They just do. So, what's crazy is you look back and Indy caught some breaks, right? Indy beat New York. Indy beat the Jets. And Indy, when they played Miami, there was no Tua. And that was another win. So they did their job and beat the Jets. They played Miami with no Tua. They don't have Kansas City on the schedule. And they don't have the Ravens. Now, the Texans, let's see. Indy doesn't have Dallas. So there's that. What else they got? They got New York. They got the Bears, Green Bay. They both have Green Bay. Let me see. Let's see. NFL strength of schedule. Tankathon remaining strength of schedule. There we go. Here we go. The hardest strength of schedule down the stretch is the Bears with a 727. Whew. Their easiest game is San Francisco. Lord Jesus. Easiest one down the stretch. Indy. The Indianapolis Colts have the easiest strength of schedule down the stretch. The teams that they're playing combined have a 298 winning percentage. Texans are up here at 19. They got the teams they play have a 491 winning percentage. Their three easy games technically are the Jags, the Titans, and the Dolphins, but the Dolphins are that way because of the time that Tua missed. And their two tough games are the Chiefs and the Ravens. And you can slide the Dolphins over. Boy, that's bad. I wonder, I'd be interested to see not remaining, though. I wonder if they have not remaining. Let's see. I don't know. That's pre... Oh, let's see. Team rankings. Is that it? Yeah. So here is strength of schedule. NFL strength of schedule rankings and ratings. Arizona has the toughest. Houston's at 13. And Indy was at number 2. Is that hardest or easiest? Huh. I don't really know what that is. Strength of schedule. Oh, that's the power rating. I don't know what that means. Huh. Well, I don't know. Headed to Walmart. Anyone need anything? Donna survived HEV. Good for you. So Titans have a chance to win out, and Texans lose to Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens. The Titans do not have a chance to win the division. No. The Titans do not have a chance to win the division. Is that what you're asking? Do the Titans have a chance to win the division? No. Could they win out? Yeah, their schedule is Washington, Jacksonville, Cincy, Indy, Jacksonville, Houston. They're not winning out. They're not beating Washington and Cincinnati. No. I mean, they could beat Jacksonville. I don't think they beat Jacksonville twice. Could they beat Indy? Maybe. I doubt that. Indy's rolling right now. I would probably, yeah. I could see the Titans going at best. I don't think they beat the Texans, honestly, that last game. I think they split with the Jags. 1, 2. They might surprise Washington, who's playing bad right now. 1, 2. I mean, I could see them going 3-3. I don't think they go 4-2. I think they could go 2-4 or 3-3 at best. But that's just me. What do I know? Oh, shut up, Total Dallas. Total Dallas said, speaking of winning out. You really think so? Let's see Dallas's schedule. Winning out. Dallas has the Giants, Cincy, Carolina, Tampa Bay, Philly and Washington. They ain't winning out, bro. Especially with Cooper Rush. Ain't happening. I love you, but ain't happening. They'll beat the Giants. They won't beat the Bengals. They'll beat Carolina. They probably won't beat Tampa Bay, even though it's at home. They won't beat Philly, and they're not beating Washington. Again, I just don't think so. I doubt it. See, I love you, told Dallas, but someone time him out. Yeah, no. So I think they'll be 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4. Again, I think they go 2-4. Could they sneak somebody like they did Washington this past weekend? Sure. 2-4, 3-3. Yeah, I think that's probably great. Cowboys signing Daniel Jones. You think so? We don't win at home. Uh-oh.
Total
Damn
underscore
it!
Dallas on it.
PP Dubs! Sorry, Total Dallas. We'll see you in 10. Oh, that's hilarious. Bro, the Eagles, did anybody watch the game last night? Holy shit. Did you watch it? Eagles are rolling, man. Saquon Barkley is off the meter. What? 255 yards? He averaged almost a first down per carry. In fact, your boy has got something for you. Bro, right now, Saquon Barkley, and I talked about this on the show, where I was like, that running back ain't winning MVP. It ain't happening. Maybe I spoke too soon. Because holy shit, he's up to third for as far as odds go. It's Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and then Saquon Barkley at plus 500. Which, I mean, he's not close yet, but he's closer than Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes. That's crazy. That's crazy. And what's even crazier is he's got better odds than the quarterback of what might be the best team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions. What? Barkley is balling. Oh, you know the Giants are mad. Walt, it's a good thing the Giants paid Danny Dimes instead of Saquon. Right? No, I don't. I said as much, Captain Pope, on this show. All the talking heads today saying Saquon for MVP. You think a running back can actually win it in the modern game? I don't. Absolutely not. I don't think a running back is going to win MVP. It's just, I mean, he would have to have that kind of game every game for the rest of the season. The Eagles would have to run the table, finish with 2 losses, and just dominate the NFC. And I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. Mark said Saquon brought me back from down over 30 points to win. That's crazy. Well, so Skiggity said they would have to win the Super Bowl. MVP is a regular season award, so that's not going to help. They would have to run the table in the regular season in order for that to happen. And he would have to put up the kind of numbers he did last night, along with his 26 carries for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 4 catches for 47 yards.
Emotional damage.
Boom. Roasted.
Oh my gosh. Cece's mom just called me bad words Barry. Oh, that's fantastic, Cece's mom. I love you, Mama Cece. I love you so much.
Emotional damage.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, my God. Captain Poe! Sir! Thank you for passing out a gifted sub so much to Clarence. Would have thought he would have been subscribed to this channel. Every day, I get disappointed when a gifted sub is passed out to somebody and thinking that they would be subscribed to the channel and supporting it, only to find out they're not. For shame. But thank you, Captain Pope. Sir, you're a real one. I love you and appreciate you, my friend. You're a real one. Cece said I sent her a screenshot of something else and you were in the corner. Bad words, Barry in the house. No, we're not going to start a hashtag, okay? Stop it, Cisco, jerk. Jerk ass jerk. That's so funny. Bad words, Barry. Oh my God. Don't label me. Can't put a label on this. I mean, I guess you can. Let's see. What do the Eagles have down the stretch? What is the Eagles? Eagles sketch down the stretch looking like. Let's see. Boop. Boop. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Next week's going to be fun. Baltimore, Carolina, Pittsburgh, Washington, Dallas, and the Giants. I mean, they're going to beat Carolina. They're going to beat Dallas. They're going to beat the Giants. That's 3 wins for sure. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Washington are the intriguing ones there. Philly will finish at least with 12 wins. Or, yeah. What are they? Yeah, they're 9-2 right now. So they're going to be at least 12-5. That's pretty darn good. Let's see something here. In the NFC, Detroit's 10-1. Everybody else is just, it looks like it's 6 and something. You know what I mean? Look at these division winners, all 6-5, 6-5. Minnesota's 9-2. Green Bay's 8-3. I think Detroit, let's see, what is their schedule down the stretch? Minnesota quietly still hanging in there. Oh, man. Detroit down the stretch. Chicago, Green Bay, Buffalo, Chicago, San Francisco, Minnesota. Chicago twice, that's a layup. But Green Bay, Buffalo, San Francisco, and Minnesota, that's fun. That's fun. That's real fun. San Francisco, they're probably going to beat if Brock, especially if Purdy doesn't come back. He should be back by then, but I mean, they'll probably beat them anyways just because the Lions are rolling. But this is not a cakewalk for Detroit. Now, will they lose 4 of these? No. No, they won't lose 4 of these. Could they lose 2 of these? 3 of these? Yeah. Does that mean Philly runs the table? No, I'm not willing to say that. Baltimore's defense is sus, though. Philly can certainly beat Baltimore. I think the biggest challenge on here might be Pittsburgh, honestly. I mean, yeah, Pittsburgh might be the biggest challenge on there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting and fun down the stretch for those two. Let's see, Minnesota's scheduled down the stretch. They've got Arizona, Atlanta, Chicago, Seattle, Green Bay, and Detroit. Ooh. Oh. Whew. That is not an easy schedule either. They've got, let's see, division leader, ugh. Division, could be division leader, could be, playoff. Let's see, playoff team. Whew. That's crazy. Atlanta leads their division. Seattle leads their division. Arizona's tied for the lead in their division. Detroit, obviously. Man, that sucks. Clarence said, depending on how it shapes out, the last game might be meaningless. Yeah, Barkley would have to run for over 2K to be considered for MVP, but he may not play Week 18 if Detroit locks up home field. You mean if Philly? Oh yeah, if Detroit locks up home field. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You say that, and that's a good point. But you know, they do have incentives, big money incentives for winning MVP. And it's very possible that he does play if it's close. Where's he at right now? Let's see. Let's see here. Let's just go to depth chart. Or as I heard one person one time, he was like, let's look at the death chart. I'm sorry, the what? Let's check the death chart and see where he's at. Oh, the death chart? That's not what that is at all. Barkley has, what the fuck? Get out of here. Scram, beat it, skedaddle. 1,392 yards. Minus 1,392 yards. He needs 608 yards. Oh, Mark said I checked earlier. 607. He needs 608 yards. They've got, what did it say, 6 games left? Right? Because they have, yep. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Divided by 6. He needs 101 yards a game. That is more than doable when you consider he's got 1392 divided by 11. He's averaging 126 and a half a game. Now, granted, he got a big chunk of that last night. I tell you, I could certainly, and I get your point, Walton. I think it's very valid, but don't think for one second that he doesn't know this. Sirianni doesn't know this. That whole Eagles offense doesn't know this. But if Saquon Barkley wins MVP, it's not just him winning MVP. It's that offensive line winning MVP. Don't think for one second that they're not like, he ain't sitting out. Put his ass in this game. Run the fucking ball. We're getting this 2,000 yards, Pip. Let's go. Let's go. Because it becomes a medal of honor for them. We're the O-line that got him 2,000 yards when he was thrown on the scrap heap by the Giants, a division rival. They didn't want him. We got him, and we blocked for a dude that got 2,000 yards and an MVP. You know what that says about that O-line? Because then it becomes a negotiating tool for all of those cats, either with Philly or at the free agent market. They want that too. So now you've got choices to make about, do you play them, do you not? And I get it. You know, it's the Giants. It's the last game of the season. You don't want to do that. And I promise you too, the NFL wants it. Oh, they want it. Oh, yes, they do. I also want to see how bad is that Giants defense against the run. Let's just take a look-see there. Rushing yards per game. Oh, let's see. The most stoutedest is that's offense. Defense. Giants are giving up 147.9 yards a game. Third worst in the NFL. Come on, fam. Telling you. Yes. It's going to happen. Man, look at that. The three teams in the NFC East all at the bottom in rushing yards allowed. Washington, the Giants, and Dallas. Whew, that's interesting. That is very interesting. And Philly's only giving up 100 a game. Yep. I certainly could see it. All right, let's get to Captain Pope's question because I thought that was really interesting. Here's the take. If Eagles win out and get the 1 seed in the NFC, Hurts will be MVP, not Saquon. No. I don't think so. Not with the year that Saquon is having. Because, I mean, if you watch some of these games and what Saquon has done, he has taken over some of these games. I mean, he has just flat out taken over. They hand him the ball and he's just, I got this. I mean, if you watch the Texans play, for example, Captain Pope, you could clearly see when, you can clearly see like when Joe Mixon takes over. And you can clearly see when he doesn't yesterday. But when Joe Mixon was taking over games for this Texans offense, it was obvious. And that's what it is with Saquon. If you watch those games, it's obvious. Don't get me wrong, Hurts is playing great. But this is Saquon's, it's all running through him. And it's, when Derrick Henry finished in MVP voting when he rushed for over 2K. Where did Derrick Henry finish in MVP voting when he rushed for over 2K? It was close. Yeah, Mark said he's done it for 11 games, averaging over 125. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I did the math. He's at 125 a game for 11 games. He only needs 101 for 6. And so Josh Allen, you know, the Bills still very well could. I mean, that's going to be the problem. If the Bills continue their success, if Saquon Barkley hits 2,000 yards, does he overtake Josh Allen? And I'll tell you what, Baltimore is next up on the schedule. If Saquon goes in and puts up 140, 150, 170 yards on Baltimore, and the Eagles beat Baltimore, whoop, guess what's going to happen, folks? Guess what's going to happen? You see that man ahead of him? Flip-flop. That's exactly what's going to happen. If the Eagles go in and beat Baltimore next week, or on the 1st. Yeah, next week. This Sunday. Saquon will leapfrog Lamar Jackson. Assuming he continues this trend of being the man and the offense running through him. That's assuming he continues that trend. This is his totals on the year rushing wise. 109, 95, 147, 84, 47, 176, 108, 159, 66 against Dallas. I don't know how that happened. 146 and 255. And now the 66 is weird against Dallas. They won 34-6. I don't know what happened there. But remember, I showed you Washington. So the bottom three of the bottom four teams was the Giants, the Commanders, and the Cowboys. Well, he put up 66 against the Cowboys, 146 against the Commanders. So probably somewhere in the 100 to 125 range against the Giants. That's the last game of the season. Where was the Rams on this list? Rams are giving up 144 a game, just in front of Washington at 145. Welp. 2 back-to-backs, 146 and 255. And he still has the team behind both of them at 147 a game next, or last on the season. He gonna eat. He gonna eat. Mark G said Henry has 1,185 yards currently. If he rolls for 200 against the Chargers, he's right there with Saquon. He ain't rolling for 200 against the Chargers. Chargers are giving up 110 on the ground. Chargers are a really good defense. Like, really good defense. That's the thing. Like, I don't think that he's rolling for 200 against the Chargers. Oh, God, I would be stunned. He deserved the damn MVP if he ran for 200 against the Chargers. I don't know let's see, what year, I want to answer Titan Hugo's question, but I don't know, what year did he run for 2,000 yards? Let's see, let me pull up. Derrick Henry. Stats. That was 2020. NFL MVP voting results 2020. Aaron Rodgers won it. He won Offensive Player of the Year, but he was not a finalist for MVP. It was Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. He wasn't even a finalist. He wasn't top 3. So Rodgers got 44 votes, 88%. Josh Allen got 4 votes, 8%. And Patrick Mahomes got 2 votes, 4%, back in 2020 when he rushed for 2,000 yards. Wasn't even a finalist. So that's what they do. I mean, that's why I say it's so hard for running backs to win MVP. He had 2,000 yards in 2020, 2,027 yards, 17 touchdowns in 16 games. Couldn't even make top 3. Now, I don't know what the Titans did that year. Let's see. How do you change this? Hold on, let me pull this out here real quick so I can change the year. There we go. 2020. But this is 2020 standings. Titans were 11-5 that year. So Titans won the AFC South, or tied, but won. They had the tiebreak against Indy. Yeah, and in that year, boy, I mean, you had 13-3 Bills, 10-6, 12-4 Steelers, 11-5, 11-5, 11-5, 11-5. Chiefs were 14-2. That's tough, man. That's tough. But you won't see that this year in the NFC. I mean, the Eagles are already kind of out in front. Not going to be that many that could, catch them like that. It's Philly's at 9-2, Detroit's 10-1, Minnesota's 9-2, and that's pretty much it. Washington's probably not going to catch them like that. So it's a 3-team race, really, for best record in the NFC. And I mean, you do have some other teams overall. Josh Allen you're dealing with at 9-2 also. Pittsburgh at 8-3, but there's no MVP candidate there. So again, you're dealing with Josh Allen and the Bills at 9-2, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens at 7-4, Jared Goff and the Lions at 10-1, and then Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs at lucky and lucky. I mean 10-1. Sorry, Spoon. Harbaugh turns teams around on the regular. Doesn't he, though? Doesn't he? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's almost like he knows what he's doing. Yo, what up, Drake? Good to see you, pimp. Okay, I want to answer Captain Pope's question. I really like this. I thought it was a really good question. Let's get to it. Uh-oh. Captain Pope's question was, Barry, I think 5 teams can realistically win the Super Bowl. Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Lions, Eagles. Would you take that or the field? That's a really good question. That's a really good question. So, oh, why did I do that? That's not what I wanted. 'Tis not what I wanted. There we go. So his the 5 teams that he said could realistically win the Super Bowl were the 9-2 Bills, the 7-4 Ravens, the 10-1 Chiefs, the 10-1 Lions, and the 9-2 Eagles. Which means the field gets the NFC South, no thanks. NFC West, no thanks. Minnesota, and the rest of the North, which is Green Bay and Chicago. But you get Green Bay and Minnesota. You get Washington. You get the Chargers and Denver. You get the Texans. You get Pittsburgh. And yeah. So that's really what the field is. The field is all the other playoff teams. If you look right now, that's kind of what you're looking at. Houston, the Chargers, Denver, and Seattle, Atlanta, Minnesota, and Green Bay. I think that the Super Bowl winner is in his list. I really do. Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Lions, Eagles. I think the Super Bowl is probably Chiefs, Lions. And not just because it's chalk and they're 10-1. It's the Chiefs. You just cannot discount what that team does in the postseason. Now, I've said it and I keep saying it. They just keep getting lucky. They just keep getting by. They just keep skating by. It's barely hanging on. But they keep doing it. And, Josh Allen beat them. Sure. And is there another threat in the AFC to those teams? Is Pittsburgh or Houston or the Chargers or Baltimore going to knock one of those teams off? Yeah, so that's the thing. Buffalo and KC aren't going to face each other right away. But I could certainly see a team like Pittsburgh doing something crazy and knocking off the Bills. Or, like the Chargers miraculously beating the Bills. And then Herbert going Herbert, and collapsing and losing to the Chiefs or some shit like that. Absolutely. And I could see Houston losing to Baltimore. I mean, I could just see it 1,000 different ways. I don't think so, Titan Hugo. And as much as I would love to agree with you, because everyone knows my infatuation with Mike Tomlin, the only reason I don't think so is quarterback play. That's the only reason. Outside of that, man, it's hard to knock what the Steelers are doing and how complete they look. But quarterback play has been kind of inconsistent. Russ has looked good at times, but when you look at that last game, and I know it was cold and everything, but they had to go to Justin Fields just to score in the red zone. That's not a good sign for a team that you expect to win a Super Bowl. The Bills don't have to do that. The Chiefs don't have to do that. The Eagles, the Lions, these teams don't have to do that. That's the concern. If you put one of those quarterbacks on the Steelers, look the fuck out. But that's just not where they're at, unfortunately. And that's the concern. But it's also what's so impressive about what's going on over there is Mike Tomlin is just pulling all the right strings. But yeah, I feel like, this is just a feeling, Buffalo for some reason gets in there and does something stupid before they face Kansas City and gets beat by one of these teams like Pittsburgh or the Chargers, who have just been tough as nails all season. And that's the team that loses to Kansas City or the Texans in the AFC Championship game, and Kansas City goes on to another Super Bowl. But this time around, I think it's different. I think the Lions are the best team in football. I think they're the most complete team. They just look the part. Top to bottom, they're just, you look at the two-headed monster at running back. Jared Goff is playing at an elite level. Their offensive line is a little sus. Defensively, Amon-Ra St. Brown, special teams. It's just the coaching and Dan Campbell and the belief that those players have in everything. They check every single box, man. And when you watch them, they showed something when they came back from, being down, and Jared Goff and his 5 interceptions against the Texans. They won that game. That's when it was like, uh-oh. That's the mark of a Super Bowl caliber team. Not getting lucky. Not, dodged another bullet. Or like the Texans, can't finish. What they did in that game against an upper echelon football team, that's the mark of a Super Bowl champion. Captain Bob said, Steelers are like the late 90s 00 Spurs. Solid everywhere. Well coached. No stars. They got stars. They got stars defensively for sure. Offensively, that's not as sexy for sure. But defensively, they've got stars. But that's just never, that doesn't seem to always draw the same attention. Alex Villanueva said CJ is going to go 5-0 and finish the season MVP. Yeah. Say no to drugs, kids. Say no to drugs. Good discussion though, Captain Pope. I dig that. I like that. I like that. But I'll take one of those 5 teams because I certainly do think that that's where those are truly probably those teams truly do have the best. Now, I don't know how the seeding stands. Let's see. NFL playoff seeding 2024. I want to see what this looks like. What the dog do? Well, show me the bracket though. I don't give a why is it zoomed into 300%? Old ass Laminac. Old blind ass. Oh, if the playoffs started right now, Chargers, Ravens, Broncos are in the AFC. Vikings, Packers, Commanders are in the NFC. Cardinals and Bucks would be out, and the Rams. Dolphins, Colts, and Bengals would be out. Well, Bengals, obviously, but Dolphins and Colts will be out in the AFC. Where's the bracket? Let's see if I can find that. Hold on, because I would love to see what the matches would be. NFL, bracket. Bitch. Oh, here we go. So if it were to start today, if I can zoom out here and let y'all see this. Oh, you know what? I'll just put this over here. This will be easier to see. There you go. If it were to start today, Chiefs would receive the bye. Bills would play the Broncos. Here's all of them. So Bills, Steelers, Texans, Chargers, Ravens, Broncos. Bills would play the Broncos. Steelers would play the Ravens. And Texans would play the Chargers. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think Bills would beat the Broncos. I think the Steelers probably beat the Ravens. I could definitely see the Chargers beating the Texans. But I could also see the Texans winning that game. Yeah. Over in the NFC, Lions get the bye. Eagles, Commanders, Seahawks, Packers. Packers win that. And Falcons, Vikings. I think Vikings win that. That's wild. That's so wild. The division winners are 6-5 right now. It's crazy. Yep. Yeah. So that's kind of what the bracket would look like. Let me see something. So, in the and then remember now too, the NFL reseeds. So, because I can never remember which leagues reseed and which ones don't. So this would reseed, right? So assuming like the Eagles win, Packers win, Vikings win, which I think is what would happen. You would have the Eagles playing the Packers and the Vikings playing the Lions. I think you're destined for a Lions-Eagles matchup there. Over here, I think this Bills beat the Broncos. I think the Steelers beat the Ravens. And here's where I think the Chargers probably beat the Texans, right? And that's where you could see something like the Steelers knocking out the Bills and the Chiefs knock out the Chargers, and then the Chiefs play the Steelers and win. I mean, that's why I say something crazy like that absolutely could happen. So that's the crazy part, is that reseed when you have, either because one of these, I think the Ravens or Chargers, I absolutely think one of those teams could certainly win that game, which means they would play the Chiefs. And But if they both win, then the Bills would have to play one of them, and I think they could certainly beat the Bills. The Chiefs don't want to play the Bills in the playoffs. I promise you that. I don't think they're as worried about, the Broncos or the Ravens or the Texans or the Chargers, or the Steelers. I don't think the Chiefs want to see the Bills. Josh Allen, I think, is their kryptonite. And Joe Burrow. Just my 2 pennies. Texans are not winning a playoff game. Okay. I will reserve judgment to see how this team responds after the bye week. That's when I'll know if this team will win a playoff game. How do they respond post bye week? Because I want to see them put together complete football games. Do they close? Do they have a lead after the half, and do they step on their neck and finish? Do they play complete games? I don't know. Gonna find out. Well, let's talk a little college foosball. Let's get that in. Because Lord have mercy, oh me. This shit was bananas this weekend once again. If you missed it, boy, you missed it. More upsets, more craziness. Going off the air last week, I kind of ran through matchups we should be watching, games we should be. Where you going, CC? You get back here right now. CC said, "Okay, love you, bye." Listen, I got to do this shit. Look at the first game on the list. The Aggies losing 4 overtimes to Auburn. Fucking Auburn. And I believe, as we went off air, I was like, well, they'll probably lose that. I did. I know I did. I'll find the damn thing. Don't make me sit here and watch myself do a show. And at the end, I was like, well, yeah, they'll probably lose that. I know I did. Cece said they just paged me at Walmart. Because I know this team, man. I know this team. Mark said, you did. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Check the tape. Skiggity said, I wish A&M wouldn't have Aggied up that game so the Texas game would have been huge. Same, fam, same. I fell asleep for the Aggies game, but I did fist bump when I saw the score the next morning. Shut up. And Indiana looked like the pretenders I thought they would be. Look what happens when you play a big boy schedule. Look what happens when you play a big boy team, Indiana. I'll be damned. They got rolled. Up to that point, who have they beaten? That's the thing, is like you get these teams like this that go undefeated, and it's like, oh, okay, is this team for real? I mean, they had beaten who exactly? Oh, well, Michigan State. Well, Michigan State wasn't shit. Michigan wasn't shit this year. None of those programs were really good this year. I mean, what was Michigan and Michigan State's record? And even Washington. All teams like in the past that have been blue chip programs. Michigan State's 5-6, Michigan 6-5, and Washington 6-5. That's not, yeah. So you finally match them up against a dog. And they get trounced. That's exactly what I thought would happen. Texas does their job, 31-14 over Kentucky. Penn State escapes, I guess, 26-25. I didn't watch it. Does that mean, did it come down to like a final play, or I don't know how close it was. Yeah, let's see. Penn State stays on playoff track with narrow win. Okay, so it was close. Nittany Lions were determined to end this game with the ball in their hands. Let's see. Penn State left nothing to chance with the championship chase on the line. So it looks like it was close. It looks like it came down to a final couple plays, which, look, at this point, with everybody else shit in the bed. Just win, baby. Just Al Davis this shit. Just win, baby. At this point, that's all you can do. A lot of parity in college football this year. Lot of parity. Whole lot of parity, Captain Pope. Yo, Barry, I don't watch college football, but I saw a pic of the Aggies coach on social media. Zero change. That guy can see anything when he looks down the shower. Yeah, he's not the epitome of health. You know what's crazy is I'm older than that dude. I'm 99% sure. I'm 99% sure I'm older than him. Jesus H. Christ on a cross. I am older than that man. I would have never guessed that. Would you guys have guessed that I was older than Mike Elko? Huh? Would you guys have guessed that? That's crazy. Captain Pope! Thank you for the 100 bits, buddy! He said, really surprised he didn't get on that Ozempic like after he got a big time job. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Like, bro, guys like that don't care. You're like, man, I'm a football coach now. I don't give a damn about this. This gets respect. This belly gets respect, man. You know, don't get W's, that's for damn sure. It don't get W's. Yeah, I don't have a good full body shot of Mike Elko. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's a little Mike Elko. Huh? Which one of these guys looks 50 and which one looks 47? That's crazy. It's crazy talk. Oh, here's one without a hat. I'll be goddamned. What? That's wild. That's wild. That dude is 47. In coaching years, that's 118. So that's crazy. That's crazy talk. Let's keep rolling with the scores though. Army also shit the bed. Notre Dame ain't fucking around, people. Okay? Notre Dame is not messing around. They've got the one really, really bad loss to NIU, Northern Illinois. They lost 16-14. Other than that, they've been rolling as well. I mean, they've got a good win against Ags. They beat Navy when they were ranked. They beat Army when they were ranked. They don't really have any other. They just don't have like what I would call a signature win outside of A&M. Louisville was 15 at the time. These service academy wins, I'm not really going to count those as signature wins. They're the service academies. I'm sorry. It's a good story. Good for them. But again, just kind of like Indiana, when you start looking at their schedules, who really were these guys playing big time program wise to earn their rankings before they got to a big time program? Army, nobody until they got to Notre Dame and got whooped. Navy, well, Navy played nobody until they got to Notre Dame, got whooped, then lost to Rice, and then lost to Tulane, who was ranked. So, again, just tough to tell. I mean, you got to kind of give respect where respect is due, and it's good. It's good story time. It's good time, fun time stories, but Cisco said that dude looks like he's in shape for breastfeeding. Alex said, do you really want a good shot of him? No. Running a cult makes you look old. Shut up. It's not a cult. He looks like Kmart Bill O'Brien. What's up, Justin? That's hilarious. He looks like Peter Griffin. Damn. Damn, that's wild. I want to look like Barry when I grow up. Shut up, Justin. I feel like you're mocking me. You are mocking me, sir. Don't you mock me, Justin Swinford. Oh, nice, Cisco. Doctor just bumped up my Ozempic dosage. Oh, good for you. Oh, I forgot. We're on to college football. I gotta adjust accordingly. Yeah, so that's, again, service academies there. Alabama, bless your heart. I don't know what happened. Ugh. Mocking me tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Mock me tomorrow. God bless, man. And here's the crazy thing, right? Let's go to the Bama schedule for a sec. Bama beats Georgia. And we're all like, oh, snap. Watch out, buddy. And then they go and lose to Vanderbilt right afterwards. And we're like, what the? No big deal. Then they lose to Tennessee. And it's like, what? Bounce back and beat a ranked Missouri? Beat a ranked LSU? It's like, Bama's back, baby. What is happening? It's crazy. And they barely had beaten South Carolina. I mean, it's pretty wild. They were on their cycle. CC, look, I will say this. This is how you know that the following statement is true. The following statement is true. I don't think I've ever seen more parity in college football than I have this year. And I think it's all due to the NIL and the transfer portal. Now, in Alabama's case, I think they lost a ton of talent when Nick Saban retired. But some of these other schools and some of these other teams, and, you've got these other teams that kind of were middle of the pack schools that are coming up and catching some of these blue chip programs. You've got blue chip programs that are coming back to the pack, the Michigans and the Michigan States and Florida State and Florida, which Florida kind of turning it around a little bit. They also had a big win. I think you can thank leveling the playing field to, or you can credit leveling the playing field to the transfer portal, NIL money. Kids don't have to go to these other schools to take care of their families or get the opportunities. Ole Miss lost to Florida. Miami did their job, beat Wake Forest, but Ole Miss lost to Florida, which I just told you. Florida has quietly kind of mounted somewhat of a comeback. They had lost to Miami and A&M and Tennessee and lost 2 in a row to Georgia and Texas. It's a tough schedule. They knew that, though. Florida knew this was going to be tough. Real tough. They weathered the storm, though. They beat LSU and Mississippi, or Ole Miss. Yep, that's true, Amos. Found their quarterback in that LSU win. Lagway, yeah. I mean, if you look, he played against Sam. He played against Kentucky and LSU and Ole Miss. And, yep. They weathered the storm. Hopefully their schedule next year is not as bad. They don't have it, but. They'll beat Florida State. They will beat Florida State. And if they do, I think it's still the same, right? You have to have 8 wins, right, to be bowl eligible? Or let's see. Yeah, so you have to have 6 wins and a minimum winning percentage of 500. So they're 6-5 right now. So they're bowl eligible. They are bowl eligible. So they would, even if they lose to FSU, they would be bowl eligible. And so they're definitely are, but if they win, they certainly will make a bowl. You got to chalk that up as a dub with that schedule. Shit. Miami and A&M and Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, LSU, and Ole Miss. That is crazy. Boy, and some of these young kids that played this schedule, look out in a couple years for the freshmen and sophomores on this team. Whew. A couple years from now, nothing's going to phase this team. Nothing. I told you Georgia did their job. Georgia won. Tennessee did their job. Blank UTEP. Boise State won. SMU won again. Arizona State beat BYU. I told you this game was for Big 12. It's for the Big 12 right to go to the championship game. Arizona winning made things real interesting. And then Colorado loses, which makes it even weirder. Clemson did their job. We'll go look at the Big 12 in a second. South Carolina wins. Iowa State wins. Missouri wins. And Illinois. But let's go look at, hold on. And then we're going to get out of here. I'm going to move this just to get to the damn standings. I hate it. Not enough screen real estate. I need to get my side window bigger. Oh, let's see. Big 12. There we go. As it stands right now, with that win, Arizona State, BYU, and Iowa State and Colorado losing are all tied in conference. It's crazy. Crazy. They got one game to go. Look at all those 5 and 3s. Let's see who they got. Arizona State has Arizona. BYU has U of H. Iowa State has K-State, and Colorado has Oak State. It's going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting. Real quick in the SEC, there you go. If A&M wins, they make it interesting. If A&M wins, they can make things interesting. Because they would move to 6-2. Georgia, who do they play? Let's see. I mean, A&M's not going to beat Texas. Georgia plays Georgia Tech. They'll win that. And then Tennessee plays Vanderbilt. So Tennessee will go to 6-2. Georgia will be one of the 2 teams that represents the SEC in the title game. The other one will be either Texas, or if they lose, it could be a 3-way tie between Texas, Tennessee, and A&M. A&M's still in this. That's crazy. That's an 8-3, a 3-loss Aggie team still in it. They don't deserve it. Get them out of here. Get out of here. Scram beat it, kids. Christopher Mina says, so does the AP Top 25 even matter anymore? Win your conference no matter your record and you're in? That's it. That poll is just for talking purposes. And because as it stands right now, like Oregon is number 1, Ohio State 2, Texas, because they released the poll. Oregon 1, Ohio State 2, Texas 3, Penn State 4, Notre Dame 5, Georgia 6, Tennessee 7. But none of that matters. None of it matters. Yo, Alex, appreciate you, buddy. Mark G, love you, man. Thank you, Uriel Villanueva. Much love to all of you. Captain Pope, thank you for all the bits and the gifted subs. Heartthrob, thank you for the biddies. CC, thank you for the biddies. Bookachu, thank you for the raid. Mimi, thank you for resubscribing. And Sensei Bullrog, thank you for the shout out yesterday. Much appreciated. For those of you that stuck around, I know it's a short week. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Good talks. Thank you to Jenny, his mom, for joining me today. Tomorrow is the roast of my face. I hope you'll join me and help me raise some money for Camp Hope. I know it's a holiday week, and let's just do our best. Let's do our best. Come with jokes and a giving heart, and whatever we raise tomorrow, we're going to give to Camp Hope. I'm going to try to find a business who maybe will match our efforts like last year, or maybe a couple. If you know of any that might be interested, tell them to hit me up. Maybe we can get a couple of businesses to pitch in. Also, if you want, hit up Trey or John Westling or somebody like that. Let them help you write some roast jokes. I'm good with that too. Let's just have some fun. We'll talk a little bit of sports, probably not a lot, you know. It just depends on how many roast jokes we get. I'm guessing, with it being a light week, probably won't consume the entire show like it has in the past. So we'll get some more sports in. We'll get some Monday Night Football. We'll get some more college, more pro, and whatnot. Always love the whatnot. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Do me 3 favors. Be safe, be kind, and most importantly, love each other. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Daddy's making a YouTube video.